celebrating the children.
He wants to make you laugh. He wants to laugh. He just smiles all the time.
Jacob definitely has grit that is undeniable.
The most remarkable thing about her is her light, but she really is a powerhouse.
Noah is, he's the kind of kid that I wish I was at his age.
And the hospital that heals them.
It was a little bit overwhelming to see your 10-week-old in that situation laying on a hospital bed. It's just really good to know that there are people that care so much.
Thinking you were having a healthy child and realizing 3 days later that he might not live another day, it was a lot to take in.
Bryson had severe congenital heart defect and basically only had half a heart.
Just being here at Primary Children's, they make you feel like family.
Celebrating the hope they give.
It's amazing. It's a miracle, and all due to the incredible care and staff that was here at Primary Children's Hospital.
You feel like there are people here that are here for me, and if one can't do it, then someone else right next to him can.
This is a miracle to me, and I'm so blessed to have him with me.
We're fortunate to have one of the nation's best children's hospitals and top-tier pediatric cancer centers right here at Primary Children's, giving children access to the most advanced medical experts, technology, and treatment available, so kids can get back to just being kids.
And with your donations, putting the child first and always.
Thanks for donating to give kids like me a chance to have fun at the hospital.
I'm beyond grateful for Primary Children's.
Welcome to the annual KSL Primary Children's Hospital Give-A-Thon. I'm Lori Pritchard here with Shara Park and Dan Spindle. And of course, we are celebrating one thing this morning, and that is the children.
Always. And how are we here again? I mean, this is a very special day. Every single year, we get together, not just with the television side, but all of our radio partners, and we have a lot of fun, but with a purpose. It's to raise money for Primary Children's Hospital.
That's right. Our goal today is to raise as much money as possible for these patients at Primary Children's Hospital and their families. The theme for this Give-A-Thon is Let's Celebrate. We're going to be celebrating all day today. There's a lot to celebrate about this hospital. We have a party going on outside on the plaza. We have volunteers ready to take your donations. We have their families. We have families here to share their personal stories. Just look around. We are going to have fun today. We're going to celebrate, and we're going to raise some money.
It really is those stories that'll touch you and it'll make you want to help out and donate if you can. Throughout the broadcast today, we're going to be sharing a lot of important things about the hospital, too. All the things that are worth celebrating, that some you've heard, some you've never heard before, and you can make a donation right now. We know so many already have, and we hope you keep it going with that generosity here in our community. In fact, we've got a match going right now, okay? Hyundai is matching throughout the hour right now, which means you give $1, it's $2, you give $5, it's $10, 10, 20, 20, 40. Right. Not so great at math. You don't have to be either. Please give whatever you can. It'll be doubled, basically, matched by Hyundai during this hour. KSLKids.com as well. You'll see that at the bottom of your screen, along with that QR code. It's so easy to donate right now.
All right. Well, the Primary Children's Give-A-Thon has a tradition. It's been a tradition at KSL for decades. For over 48 years, you've heard about it on the radio. It's happening right now again. And for 41 years, you've watched it here on KSL TV. More recently, listeners from FM 100 and 103.5 The Arrow have joined in these efforts. Since this time, we have raised nearly $61 million thanks to you at home donating. It's a project that we've been honored to participate in because the work that is happening at Primary Children's Hospital is so special. It's something that we look forward to celebrating each and every year. We love hearing the stories about the children who are helped by this hospital and the staff there, and we love raising money for such an important cause. So let's get those phones ringing right now. 575-5437. That is the number to call to get those phones ringing. Lori, right?
Okay, let's take a look at these phones. These wonderful ladies and gentlemen right here, they are taking your phone calls. You can call that number on your screen or even use the QR code to go online, because you can do it online as well. We do have a match right now. We're going to go to our coworker, Matt Johnson, who is kind of the cheerleader right now at these phone banks, and he's helping these volunteers who are there to answer your calls. Matt.
All right, go, give a call, go. No, I'm here for more than just that. But yes, I am your hype man. I am getting you ready for one of the happiest days of the year, and that is Give-A-Thon here at KSL, raising millions of dollars since 1983, folks. These ladies and gentlemen right here are the people you want to call. Pick up the phone right now. You can make a difference. You can be that lifeline for a child in need today is the day to make that choice, to bring smiles to the faces of these children, that are in need. 801 KSL Kids, or you can just pick up your phone and do it on there, kslkids.com, and you can make that difference today. We'll check back in with the phones here in just a moment.
Well, of course, as we have told you, we put the child first and always here at Primary Children's Hospital. And it has been the motto for Primary Children's Hospital for more than a century now. And although the goal has always been to serve those children, we do know that the hospital has made advances in technology. The hospital itself has changed over the years. Primary Children's was founded more than 100 years ago, back in 1922. It was first located on North Temple. In the 1940s, they began raising funds for a new building. And then children were asked to donate a penny for each year of their age. So 10 cents purchased a brick. And then the LDS Church matched all of those donations, and many celebrities even helped with the campaign. The fundraising method is still seen in the Pennies by the Inch campaign. And then in 1952, during a blizzard, patients were moved to the new location in the Avenues. In the 1980s, construction began on a new location. In 1990, almost 40 years after moving those patients into the Avenues building, patients were moved to the current location on the University of Utah campus. And then in 2020, Intermountain broke ground for Primary Children's Hospital, the Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Campus in Lehigh, which opened its doors February 12th. That was of this year. And although the buildings and physical locations, they of course have changed over the years, we know that, the goal has always been the same. It's to help those children. Dan.
All right, Lori, you know his voice, but you also know his face because he's our good friend here on KSL Television. It is Andy Farnsworth with KSL News Radio and The Movie Show. We're not talking movies. This is real life today, and it's something that's as inspirational and will bring tears and joy, even more so than those fictional stories we see. These are real stories about real people, and we love to be in a partnership with all of our radio partners as well.
Well, thank you. And here on News Radio, we've been we're actually going all day long. We started at 8. We're going to go till 4. We've just shuffled everything aside.
I took you away from the air to be on this air.
Yeah, that's why I'm all set up.
He's got the fancy headphones.
That's okay because, you know, we just want to reach out to people however we can. It's interesting. You talk about movies, and some of my favorite movies are the ones where where we have to overcome something difficult. That's usually the ones that resonate with us. And so finding out the stories of the kids at Primary Children's, or imagining yourself. When I watch a movie, I try to imagine myself in that scenario. Right. And so as you imagine yourself in these scenarios that you find that parents find themselves in, that you're thinking, boy, am I glad it's not me. But you also, well, what if it was me? And that's what I feel when I try to help out with Primary Children's. You know, I've only had to bring a couple of my kids to primaries, but my younger brother, 40 years ago, rheumatic fever, Primary Children's, he's now married, has 2 kids of his own. Like, these are the kinds of stories, and even if it never happened to you, you're no more than 1 degree. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? You only have 1 degree of Primary Children's Hospital.
That's right. Everyone has a story of success that can connect back to those good folks. Andy, thank you. You're welcome. We're going to let you get back to the air, the other airwaves. But it's so important today to focus on those stories and to talk about those great experiences that connect all of us. If you want to make a difference all year long, consider becoming a smile maker. Oh, yeah. To become a smile maker, all you have to do is choose to give a recurring monthly gift of $15 or more at least during the year. With your monthly donation, you can help kids at the hospital every single day of the year. And we're talking in the hundreds and then in the thousands of kids, right? KSLkids.com makes it easy to donate. No matter the amount you give, you can be sure your money is going to a great cause, because 100% of the money that we receive from your donations stays here locally. It goes to Primary Children's Hospital. It doesn't go anywhere else. Thank you for being willing to donate and make a difference. Every penny counts. It honestly does. Become a Smile Maker today. You'd be an elite group, part of an elite group. Smile Makers, sponsored by J&J Garden Center in Layton. Shara, you're out on the plaza, always smiling with the representative of J&J right now. What an incredible effort that is to get people to really open up their hearts and ultimately their wallets too.
Yeah, you know, the theme this year is Let's Celebrate, and that's what we're doing out here on the plaza. I've got John from the Arrow back here. He is having so much fun with the music. got a little ABBA going on right now. We've got FM 100. We've got 103.5 The Arrow. We've got lawn games out here happening. And of course, you mentioned we have an incredible donation happening from J&J and Garden Center from Layton. And I have got with me Andy Stevenson. And Andy, this is something that is important to you guys. You do this each and every year. Tell me about this donation.
You know, this was something my dad wanted to get involved in as personally and then also as a business, to just give back. I actually had one of my own children up at Primary Children's, and I think that kind of sparked it, and they saved his life. And I think that kind of put the spark in my dad that said, hey, I want to do something. I want to give back.
And you guys are giving back. Let's take a look at this check. We have a $1,500 check from a wonderful company here in Utah, J&J Garden Center in Layton. But I understand that's not all you have for us today.
No, so my dad personally, like I said, loves to give back. He's got the biggest heart of anybody I know, but he would like to donate another check, and I'll let you read it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We have a $15,000 check. Tell me your dad's name.
David Stevenson.
David Stevenson, if you are watching, we just want to send our heart out to you and say thank you so much. I'm speechless right now. Let's talk about, just real quick, why you want other people to donate, how important this hospital is.
You know, I've been up there. I know the feeling that's up there at that hospital, and to take a child in there in an ambulance and to have the care that we had and the treatment to watch over him, and I felt like I was on an episode of ER. And overnight, they diagnosed him. In 3 days, we went home. And so this is such a good cause to give to any type of a charitable organization to help others, is to help these kids, to help what we call put a smile on, the smile makers.
I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank your father enough. You guys have just kicked off this telethon for us, this Give-A-Thon, to raise money for these folks in our community who need our help. And now with a $15,000 donation, another $1,500 right here from J&J Garden Center, we can't thank you enough. I appreciate you being here. This is amazing. I just think I had the best moment ever on this Give-A-Thon. All right, Matt, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Hey, thanks, Shara. I'm here with Caroline Dolan, and I wanted to start, before we talk to her, she's one of the social workers at the hospital, but I did want to talk about what happened, or what has been happening, a new tradition that they've had for the kids, and that is prom. One of the things the hospital works hard to do is help kids get back to the job of just being kids. And part of this is helping patients not miss out on milestone experiences. Last year, caregivers at Intermountain Primary and Children's Hospital started a prom night tradition. Joining me to talk about this is Caroline Dolan, a certified social worker in the Cancer and Blood Disorders Unit. Tell us about how this idea came together. Such a good idea.
Yes, so this is our second year hosting prom, and last year we were just trying to really focus on different ways that we can support and mitigate all the negative experiences sometimes that can happen with treatment. And a big part of that is helping support developmental milestones that patients experience. And so for our teens and young adults, a huge part of that is identity. And so we want to support their choice, control, peer relations, everything, just to help them gain those milestones back.
It is so true. We're watching video now of the prom night that actually was carried out. So how did you guys pull it off? How did you guys orchestrate this and kind of walk me through what actually happened?
Oh my goodness, we did not do it alone, that's for sure. It took a village, and we had so many community partners show up. Incredibly generous donors who came out and just really, truly made it happen. And it was such an honor to really see those donations come to fruition.
Yeah, it's amazing whenever we do this Give-A-Thon, how many people are ready, willing, and ready to donate and help out. And this is such a fun idea, you think about being a kid and how these childhood mile markers or milestones are so important. How do you feel the kids were impacted for this prom?
Oh, I think they had a blast. It was such a great time, and it's on the Primaries campus, and so they were able to create positive memories here at Primaries and let loose, connect with their friends, have fun, and it was a great time.
Were you able to talk to some of the kids? Were you there on that night? Were you able to?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would not have missed it for the world. Yeah, and a lot of them were patients that I worked with for a long time, and so it was such an honor to be there.
All right, that's Caroline Dolan, again, a social worker from Primary Children's, and what a fun idea. I love it. Now let's get back over to, I think we're going to Dan and Lori. Is that what happened?
Yes, and we're excited too because we got some totals that we're going to be talking about.
Yes, bring it on over. KSL News Radio, FM 100.3, The Arrow. We've all been raising funds all day long for Primary Children's Hospital. So this is what we do, the drum roll and the total.
Okay,
Ready?
We've got the drum roll. Do you have it? Here we go.
Yes, here it is.
We are going to show the current.
Yeah, keep going.
Come on.
All right.
Over $110,000. Thank you so much. We so appreciate your donations. 100% of the money we receive goes straight to the hospital.
That's what we call a good start. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the KSL Primary Children's Give-A-Thon. This is a day where we celebrate this wonderful thing we have in our community, and we ask you to help us raise money to help these families who are in a time of need, right? And so now is the moment. We'd love for you to call in 801-575-5437, or you can donate online, kslkids.com. Now, we know at Primary Children's Hospital, they have all kinds of amazing programs that help these children and their families heal. If you've ever had a child in the hospital, you know how difficult it can be to spend long hours, days, weeks, sometimes even months at the hospital. The hospital works hard to provide spaces for children to relax and to forget about their problems. And this year they added a new state-of-the-art recording studio. Take a look at how it is helping kids heal.
Last year, Primary Children's added an exciting new addition to the hospital thanks to a big celebrity.
Primary Children's is one of the most exceptional facilities in the country. And when we saw the opportunity to create a 2-story massive space with bright light and state-of-the-art equipment, it just felt like the absolute right move.
The Ryan Seacrest studio lets patients have some fun during their hospital stay. Kids can broadcast their own productions, as well as help with popular shows the hospital puts on. And all the fun is broadcast to patient rooms, so they can engage, no matter what their physical limitations may be.
The green screen is definitely popular. Being able to see yourself on TV and just have nothing behind you. We've had dance parties, we've had music videos with the green screen. They could be their own producer, they can be their own star in their own show.
Hospital bingo, what's your name?
For kids like Payson Inkley, a former patient at Primary Children's, the studio provides a welcome escape from the real world.
I love acting and yeah, it's just a dream, but of course I would want to be in a movie. That would just be cool. That's my dream.
Payson's leukemia has been in remission for 5 years, but he still remembers what it's like to be sick and away from home.
Okay. Sometimes cancer, it just seems like it's like you have it, or like any other disease, like you have it, so your life has to stop and that has to be the only thing. But I think this makes it so that you can still do what you love to do, and this gives a bunch of kids a bunch of resources so that they can do that, and I think that's really cool.
Do you remember growing up the camcorders and the things that we had before we started in the business? They're going to end up on KSL someday.
Yes, they will.
I mean, they've got the radio and TV equipment, and they're going to know what they're doing, at age 10. Just incredible. Seacrest Studio, right? Again, we encourage these kids to explore their creativity there within that studio. It's so awesome. Your donations to the hospital can help with programs like that. It's not just about the medical treatment, but it's about making them feel like kids.
Absolutely, and that's one of the most important things. And we all know too, hospitals are expensive. Medical bills can stretch a family budget to the brink. So the money you donate today will help with a family assistance fund. Now that fund was established to provide families with emergency resources to ease the stress of having a child in treatment. Now, some of the resources provided by this fund include public transportation vouchers, gas cards. I've talked to families that drive from Wyoming to get here, replacement clothing, food, more. Your gift ensures that these families can focus completely on their child's healing during treatment. So please give generously.
Oh, some great friends of ours drove from Arizona to get treatment last year. Just a wonderful thing here. Our social media pages have been full of great content about people who've been impacted by primary children. So we want to take a look at some of the comments here on your screen from Instagram. Baby Faith GMA, our first granddaughter, it says, spent over half of her 10 months of life at primaries. They are amazing with children who are ill and their families, especially the parents and grandparents, and so grateful for Ronald McDonald House. How great is Ronald McDonald House there?
It's
gives them
amazing.
a home away from home.
Also, from Instagram, Primary Children's has been there for every step of my daughter's care, from birth, multiple ER visits, hospital stays, surgeries. They've helped my medically complex child thrive. That's what we want to hear too. I'm so grateful for PCMC. Send us your pictures or your stories about Primary Children's Hospital, and you can use the hashtag KSL Kids. So
Everybody's got a story.
Yes.
And we love to
One
hear
degree, as Andy Farnsworth said.
Yeah, it's just 1 degree away. Matt Johnson in the phone bank right now, hopefully making them ring.
Oh, yeah, we're getting the phones going. In fact, I was actually just going to talk to one of our volunteers on the phones, Jennifer, but she was so busy she had to take another phone call. Wanted to give a big shout out to PC Laptops, who provided all of these laptops on which we are recording all of your generous donations, making kids smile, being that lifeline for kids up at the hospital. It's as easy as picking up the phone. Think of it this way. You don't have to donate a ton. If 5 people donate $50 a pop, that's $250 right there. And there are a lot more than 5 people watching and listening right now. Remember, 801 KSL Kids, or you can pick up the phone or even the QR code on the screen right there. This is a happy day. This is Give-A-Thon. We're back at it. We're trying to help out. KSL here at Studio A, doing our part to get you to get on these phones and help out. Again, PC Laptops providing all of these laptops so that we can make those donations possible if you do decide to call in. But you can also go kslkids.com. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about the hospital. A fairly new area of the hospital that was founded through your donations is the teen room. So not only does your money go to help these kids, but it also helps to build new areas for these kids. It is an area with age-appropriate games and resources for teens and patients. It gives them a place to hang out and socialize while at the hospital, because it's not necessarily something you want to go through as a kid, right? And so we're here to help them get through these tough times if they come upon a family. I mean, think if it was your family. We've got to help because we never know when we could be in a situation as well. Let's get over to Dan and take a look at some of the numbers and what else is coming our way.
Matt, whether it's a large or small amount you can give to Primary Children's Hospital, we hope that you do. Again, this entire hour, Hyundai is matching your donation. So this is what we've got so far. Like I said, this is such a great start to our day. $110,733 going back to Primary Children's Medical Center. And like we said, all of the money that we receive stays here. You don't have to wonder where your donation dollar is going. Please be generous. Please open your hearts and your wallets, because we all have that story, and we all might need at some point a family member, a friend, to have that help and assistance, that comfort there from all of those who are there at Primary Children's Medical Center. Lori, I believe you got a special guest right there.
I do. I'm here with Sarah Schmidt and Courtney Collier. Courtney, it's her birthday in 4 days, so we just want to say happy birthday. She's never been on TV before, and I told her, I said, you know what? If this is hard, I'm not doing my job. It's supposed to be easy. Yeah. So do your job, Lori. Okay, so we're talking about dance therapy, and that is one of the most exciting programs because it really brings those kids out, their personalities at Primary Children's.
Yeah, so the greatest thing about dance movement therapy is I get to meet each patient where they're at, and I get to help them move and set goals like emotional expression and choice and control, and really helping them start moving if their body is struggling. And it's awesome to help them build new relationships with a body that's changed.
Okay, tell me what a dance therapy does for you.
So it helps me move. I was just struggling to get up and down off the ground and even walk when I met her.
Really?
And so I was in a walker at points and wheelchairs, and it was just...
Oh my gosh, and look!
Yeah.
Wow!
So I was really struggling to do that, and she taught me how to get my body moving again in a way that felt good.
Now, how do you do that exactly? I mean, I'm sure every patient is individual.
Yeah, absolutely. But with Courtney specifically, like she said, when I met her, she had a walker and was really struggling with a lot of pain and discomfort. And we started really small. We started with like hand rolls and foot rolls that she could do from bed and from a chair. And it was like such an important thing to be able to do with Courtney. And we started so small, and she would come back and be like, okay, I practiced this. And each time was so committed to building her strength and growing as a person.
Good for you.
And
Yeah.
by a couple times later, she came and she said, I've choreographed a dance. And she's
Wow.
like, but I'm nervous because I don't know if we can do it. She's like, I don't know. But we did it together, and we still remember it 5 years later.
Okay, so let me ask you. So, how long has it been? 5 years? Have you been together?
Almost 5 years.
So
Almost 5 years.
you were in a wheelchair, using a walker at one point, and now, do you need any of that?
Off and on, yes, I do. I go between flares, and my body's not staying the same, but it's very little anymore.
I'm so happy. Okay, so you guys have put together a routine for us.
It's the dance she taught me 5
No
years ago.
way it is, really?
Yeah, it is.
And I love it because you picked disco.
Yeah.
Nothing better in the world than disco. Okay, so you guys are going to perform this for us. I love it. Okay, so this was easy, right? This was easy being on TV? All right, take it away.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome back, everybody. What an exciting day it is here at KSL Television. It's not just us, it's all of our radio partners helping out today as we celebrate children and the hospital programs at Primary Children's. And this helps people heal, these young people. For many of the children at the hospital, their favorite place is known as an area of expressive therapies. Primary Children's a national leader in this area. Now, it might not involve medicine and specific dosages. What it's viewed as, though, is an important part of the healing process. Expressive therapies involve music, art, dance, storytelling, all of it used every day at the hospital. Expressive therapy goals might include improving neurological development, improving speech and language, fine and gross motor development, increasing coping skills, memory making, pain management, you name it. The money for these programs comes from the donations given so generously to the hospital. If you want to help children heal through programs like this, please be generous today in your support for our Give-A-Thon. Pick up the phone right now, grab your phone, go to the website, kslkids.com. Again, your donation is matched through the hour by Hyundai. And it's so important. I think all of us would admit that when it comes to feeling better and truly healing, it comes through these expressive therapies. Shara, you know, they say laughter is the best medicine. It's in the same vein. It's the things that you can't really measure or see, but we know have a part in helping emotionally and mentally and ultimately physically.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. And you know what? Art therapy is also one of those expressive therapies. And thanks to your donations, the program is funded at Primary Children's Hospital. That means patients and their families can participate. And there are so many benefits to that. We're here on the plaza, of course, in the middle of our party. And I have got three amazing folks here from Primary Children's Hospital. We've got Allie, and Jonathan to talk about the art therapy program at the hospital. So first of all, Allie, let's talk about just what the program does.
Yes, so art therapy is a mental health profession. And so in the hospital, we're able to help process their experiences, explore their emotions. We're able to help them reduce anxiety, stress, and be able to help them with positive coping.
I love that. I love getting your hands involved in something like we're doing right here on the plaza. We'll talk about that in just a second. Allie, walk me through what you see, the benefits that come from art therapy when you're working with a child.
Yeah, I think a lot of kids can just express how they're feeling and share their experience of the hospital. And a lot of times it's easier to do that in a visual way than through words. So we really help facilitate that in a safe way for children.
I love that. And Jonathan, the goals, when you are working with a family. I imagine you set goals and you help them understand where the benefits are in working with art, with doing a project, getting their hands involved.
Yeah, definitely. We have a variety of goals depending on what our patients are dealing with, but it could be expression of thoughts and feelings. It could be helping a family join around something that isn't the medical experience to really kind of help normalize things for them. Or even pain management. Like, we really have a wide array of goals that we might work on.
Because sometimes you can't communicate those things as a child in the hospital, but you can perhaps make something that might express how you're feeling. So talk me through this project, what we're working with here today.
Yes, so we brought some model magic with us, and this is a great way for a variety of ages that we can use to help with grounding, sensory, kind of help reduce some of the nervous system. And it's great because it's a great way to just introduce art therapy and get their hands moving. And they some of them tend to talk more while their hands are busy. And
I agree. I know when I'm busy doing something and my mind is distracted with something, I can open up in different ways. And having that sensory, that is big, being able to touch things, feel things like that. Well, you guys, thank you so much. We're going to check in with these girls here. They're working on their own little art projects. We'll find out what they come up with a little bit later in the show. So don't give up on it. I want to see what you guys come up with. Matt, we'll send it over to you.
All right, thanks, Shara. Hey, I'm in the phone booth. We've got a lot of excitement and a lot of energy as folks are making phone calls to donate, and it's as simple as picking up the phone and making a call. I'm telling you, I think the state's really familiar with Boy Scouts, and the slogan is, do a good turn daily. This good turn daily, it's coming to you. And I want to talk to one of our volunteers, Julie Walker. This is not her first year. Julie, where do you come from, and what have you been hearing on the phones today?
Oh, the people have been so positive. I'm here representing Festival of Trees with a few of our other people on the board, and it's a great opportunity. Anytime we can do anything to help primary children's, we are so excited to be able to do that. And we've had fabulous people on the phones. They're so willing to give.
It's, it's fun, too, because when folks call in, you can talk to these beautiful women here. Is it Dana and Jennifer and others? And you can talk to them about your donation and feel ensured that is going to one place and one place only, which is to help these children that are in need. You can be that lifeline today, folks. It's a reason to smile. It's a good turn daily that's coming to you today. And it doesn't have to be a ton, but every donation counts. It'll put a smile on the kids' faces. Lori?
All right, Matt, let's talk about those donations because we are going to unveil some new numbers here. If we could have a drum roll, we went from $110,000 to just over $113,000, and that's just been in the last few minutes. So once again, we do have a match, dollar for dollar. 100% of the money we receive goes directly to the hospital. And of course, the nurses at Primary Children's Hospital are such an important part of the hospital experience. If you've ever been in the hospital, you know that. Patients often refer to them as both angels, they're heroes, but sometimes these nurses also have other hidden talents beyond their caregiving roles. Take a look.
Yeah, I really want to do some banding like last year.
Oh, yeah.
By day, Isabel Cuevas is a registered nurse at Primary Children's Hospital.
I take care of children getting ready for surgery, recovering from surgery.
She loves caring for them and helping to calm them.
Immediately when the kid gets there, you immediately drop everything and get to the bedside and help them. Good morning! How are we doing today?
But when walking into a room, it's likely few patients would ever guess she's a famous pop star. In fact, many of her coworkers don't even know how famous she is. But music has been a part of Isabel's life for as long as she can remember.
Music is really big in my family. I grew up in the Philippines. Everybody karaoke's in the Philippines.
During college, singing cover songs helped her relax after nursing classes. And connecting on YouTube gave her a creative outlet.
I was doing K-pop, it's BTS. They're really big now, but one of them noticed my covers.
And that's when her channel really took off. Now she has nearly 3 million followers on YouTube. Warner Music in the Philippines has signed her, and her Spotify channel, featuring her own original music, gets thousands of hits each day. But at the hospital, she flies under the radar and says she loves both music and nursing.
I get to write music, and I still get to do my own thing and to work at it. this cool place. I feel like the best part of it is getting to know people and getting to take care of so many different people. I think it teaches you compassion and humility.
Guess who I have here in studio with me? Isabel, thank you so much for being, I'm a little starstruck. Wow.
I am starstruck.
No,
what are you talking about?
You are a big deal, like a big deal. Big deal.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your role as a pop star. You know, how did you start?
I actually started doing music when I got stressed during college.
Really?
Yeah, so I started making music while I was doing nursing school, and it blew up from there. I just started posting videos, and I didn't think it would go anywhere. I was just doing it for fun.
And then you got a lot of traction.
Yeah, so thankfully 2.8 million subscribers later. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then also, too, because I asked you a little bit earlier, you kind of split your life into two roles. You know, you've kind of got the singing role, but also taking care of people role. And you told me, you said you love both, and you want to do both.
I do. I love there's a certain fulfillment that happens in both. Like, I was telling everybody earlier, I feel the same after singing to 9,000 people and after taking care of one patient. And I think it's a connection in the healing part of music and the medical part of things that feel the same to me. So I love it. They're both fulfilling. I would like to do it for a long time.
What happens when patients realize who you are?
They usually don't. So I'm more of my listeners are in the Philippines.
Yeah,
so most
that's
of the people here don't know. But I definitely like to make it a point. I do sing Baby Shark pretty often when they go to sleep. It's their favorite song.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I want to tell you what a big deal she is. You sang with the Tabernacle Choir in the Philippines. That is huge.
I still can't believe it happened. It was amazing. I got to see family in the Philippines, and it was amazing. There was 9,000 people, 9,000 members from all around the country. Commuted to the Manila to go see the Tabernacle Choir. It's something that they knew wasn't going to happen again.
Right.
And it was such a special moment. I definitely grew a lot. My heart definitely grew.
Well, okay, so
bigger.
we don't want to lose you, so we want you to stay here.
Great, I'll be here, Lori.
Okay, I hope you do. I really do. As you know, your music career continues to grow and progress, but also here at the hospital, because I know the children need people like you who are so giving and kind, and I think that's a lot what nurses do. They give their heart. So we're going to have you sing. You're going to sing for us. What are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing Slow Dancing. It's a song that I wrote and released last year.
All right. Take it away.
Thank you, Lori.
I've never been to heaven, but I assume it looks like you. I felt hard when we were 7, and even harder at 22. Said it'll last forever, so we got matching tattoos. Slow driving to wherever, and now my eyes are locked on you. Now if I died in a canyon and the heavens would be car, a sky full of stars, caught up in the feelings, but it's never enough. No, it's never enough. We're only getting older, baby, hold me while you can. Forever, forever as it past. Only to the rhythm, that'll make the moment last. Now we're 2 steps forward, 1 step back. If I say I love you, will you say it back? Your hands on my body, keep your eyes on me.
Everyone, we are celebrating Primary Children's Hospital today. We got lots of people around us. We are raising money for the children, and we hope you'll donate if you haven't yet. Now, did you know last year Primary Children's Hospital saw more than 2,600 patients in their cancer clinic? Just in their cancer clinic alone.
It's unbelievable. So many patients come several times a month. So over the course of the year, that was nearly 11,000 visits. Again, to that one space in the hospital. The clinic cares for an average of 44 patients every single day, including today. Because of major treatment advances in recent decades, 85% of children with cancer now survive 5 years or more. This is a huge increase from the mid-1970s when the 5-year survival rate was only about 58%.
And we're talking about children.
Yes.
Children. Research helps fuel those improvements, and we want those kids to get better, and your money helps fund that research. And we need to get these phones ringing right now so we can help even more. Matt,
tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody.
You're the cheerleader, Matt. Get them ringing.
Hey, I am in the thick of the phone booth right now because we had to dig deep and get to know some of the folks that you will be calling to make this call today, to make this generous donation. I'm here with Danielle from Love's Travel Stops, and she's here to talk to us about, there's not just one of you. So maybe tell us how many there are of you guys here volunteering today and kind of what you've been hearing, the stories and whatnot on the phones.
So there's 8 of us here from all over Utah and 1 from Oregon, so 8 in total. We've been hearing a lot of stories today about grandchildren and children who have spent time in Children's Hospital. 1 graduates today after 10 surgeries, so happy graduation. And this is something that's very near and dear to our hearts. As a company, we do a lot of fundraising for Children's Hospital, so this is our opportunity to come out and help everybody.
I love it. And you kind of spoke to this a little bit, but why do you think you guys come out each year? Because this isn't the first year I've seen you guys out here. What do you think kind of drives you guys to come in and take time out of your day to do this?
It's something that's very important to all of us and as a company. So a lot of us throughout the company were across the United States. We've had personal stories of people that have been in the hospital, and it's very important for us to give back.
I love it. Thank you, Danielle. And, these people have taken time out of their day to come do some service and take these phone calls. So give them a call, 801-KSL-KIDS. Now let's get out over to Shara. Shara, how are we looking?
We're just so grateful for all the volunteers and all the families who come here to share this day with us. And we all know that the hospital is a place of healing, but sometimes despite all the valiant efforts of so many people, the outcome for families isn't what they hoped for. Even in these difficult times, the hospital staff is there to help. Sonia Love is grateful for the social workers who helped her through some of her darkest days.
It's just mom and me.
Right.
I think the hardest part was watching him take his last breath.
Due to severe seizures, the Love Toplak family knew their time with their son Demetrius would be limited.
He had some beautiful brown eyes.
At 4 months old, Demetrius began having seizures.
His head would drop and his lips would turn blue.
Doctors at Primary Children's Hospital diagnosed him with a severe form of epilepsy.
Lennox-Gastaut is a drug-resistant type of epilepsy, so nothing worked.
As a result, he was never able to reach certain milestones.
He was never able to say, "I love you." So we could tell by his actions that he loved us.
Then came the respiratory issues.
Ultimately, over the years, his lungs just could not take catching the flu, catching colds.
Demetrius would be at Primary Children's Hospital several times a year for weeks at a time.
This was when he was 16.
Then after his 16th birthday, his health took a turn for the worse. Doctors told him they had only a few days left to prepare for his final moments.
They got a counselor and told us they didn't think there was any more that they could do that would help Demetrius. For me, it was really hard to soak that in. He was a doll. They had him in little baskets and everything.
This photo reminds Sonia of the strong bond she shared with her son.
As a mom, I could only comfort him so much, and I could only hold his hand through so much.
It was taken in June of 2020, right before he passed away in their Roy home.
He was just lovable.
He was 16 years old.
I try to live for him because he couldn't, and he had a very strong will to live.
We probably work with about 180 families a year.
Jennifer Nyes is the bereavement coordinator at Primary Children's Hospital.
Our hope is that we are going to be able to offer some of that comfort and support that's much needed.
A chaplain granted Sonia's wish to baptize Demetrius, and staff took his handprints and footprints as a keepsake.
I was able to make charms from the footprints.
Something that they'll keep for a lifetime that's very sentimental to them.
A caseworker made arrangements for his journey home.
They set it up so that he was able to come home in an ambulance.
We also had a social worker that came to the house. He was able to tell us what to expect and when to expect it.
Having Demetrius home, in his own bed, surrounded by family, meant everything.
We got to all hold his hand, just be there.
I remember telling him I loved him and I always miss him and it's okay.
3 days later, Demetrius passed.
That kind of pain is so deep. I don't think many people could truly understand it.
Caregivers were there to help the family then, and now even years after his death.
Part of our aftercare is offering support groups to parents.
An invaluable service that can benefit every family who faces grief and loss.
I found peace knowing that Demetrius is going to be okay without me until I see him again.
For KSL News, I'm Tamara Byfield.
Well, Tamara, thank you. Primary Children's Hospital's Bereavement Services, it is there to help families with grief. And joining me right now is Demetrius's family. We have Sonia Love and her husband, Jeff, her children, Kingston and Elijah. Thank you so much for being here. This is tender, and it is emotional. I know you guys were emotional watching that as well, but this is one of those moments. Not every family gets their miracle at Primary Children's Hospital, and yet the hospital is there to surround you. So, Sonia, if you will, for me first, tell me a little bit about your son. I want to hear some of those light moments that you think of today, right? That you remember today, that you talk about as a family today. What do you want people to know about him?
Well, Demetrius was just a ball of happiness, you know, and he was nonverbal. He was medically complex. Sure. So everything that we did for him was a labor of love. Right. And with him gone today, we still try to find little ways of expression to still show our love for him. Right. But while he was here, he was just a ball of light, and he was the light of my life.
You can see it in his eyes, even in just those photos. Like he was there. He was there to enjoy being around you all. Really Tell me, Sonia, I want to ask you a little bit about your experience with bereavement services, because when you lose a loved one at the hospital, that's a difficult spot to be in, right?
It is. And it's important that people understand that there really is no timeline to grief. It's very difficult, but there is hope and support is needed. And after Demetrius's care, Primary Children's stayed with us. We received a lot of help through their bereavement services. And we actually received an invite through their grief group counseling. And this was so beneficial to us because we were able to connect and meet other families that were going through the same thing we were going through. So we didn't feel so isolated. Yes. And we received a lot of support that way. We also received an invite to another free service through their bereavement services. It was called Comfort Zone Camp. And this was something Kingston was able to attend. And he loved it so much that he's going to go again this year. Okay. And they have actually a specialized therapist on site to help kids. And the thing is, the reason why it's so important is for kids like Kingston and Elijah, they lost a brother. And when they go to school, they don't have friends that usually understand what they've gone through. Right. So a camp that is tailored to children who have experienced loss, where they can express what they've been through, is so important. It's important too, especially for young kids like Kingston, because they're still developing. They're trying to understand what death is, and people don't really want to talk about it. So going to this camp allowed him to be able to talk freely about it.
I'm so glad you guys got to go to that camp. For you guys, tell me, what was the thing you took away from it? What do you think, Kingston? What was your favorite thing? What was your favorite thing coming away?
My favorite thing was like the bonfire.
Yeah, being around others, being able to share that experience with them. Jeff, I want to ask you, you know, before we came out to us, Sonia and I talked about, as women, sometimes it's easier for us to open up, but you found help with these therapies, going to these groups, talking. Tell me about your experience real quick.
Yeah, so as a male, we're prone not to share our thoughts or feelings very much, and going to the services that were offered, especially the grief therapy, it allowed me to open up and realize that there are other males that you know can open up as well, and it gave me a space to be able to talk and
share that experience.
Share my feelings.
Well, you guys, I genuinely appreciate you guys being here today, because you and I said this is a club that you never asked to be a part of, and yet to find others who can relate to you and connect with you and to have these services surround you is so important, which is why we want to make sure we talk about this as well. So thank you very much for being here today and revisiting your son's story with us, because seeing his pictures there, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
And he will be missed. We're coming on 4 years of his passing. So good to have that memory and remember him. So Dan, we'll send it out to you on the plaza. I'm going to stay here and chat with these people because I love hearing their story.
Shara, you have never seen this before. You think that One Voice Children's Choir is like this buttoned-up group singing the standards. They are going crazy out on the plaza. Hey, don't stop now. We're on camera, guys. Say hello. Yeah, get going. They're going crazy. It's a lot of cotton candy. It's a lot of popcorn. It's a lot of fun. You see the young kids around here, too. They're just having a blast out here because it's important to take your mind off of some of the heavier things that happen in their lives with treatment. Primary Children's Hospital, folks, do you know 95,000 children are treated there every single year? That's 278 every single day, nonstop the entire year. Do you know what the average age is for a child going to Primary Children's? It's 7 years old. 7 years old, you're supposed to be in second grade and enjoying life, and they're getting the critical treatment that they need to feel better. And do you know who makes them feel better? 5,300 healthcare professionals within the primary children's system to go into their rooms, to talk to their families, to cheer them up, to put a smile on their faces, right? There's a lot of smiles out here, okay? But we are so grateful for your donations, because those donations go directly to kids who need it the most. Again, we are very excited. We want you to go to our website, kslkids.com, and donate today if you can. And all of us out here, we're just going to keep doing whatever this is. Lori.
Yeah, you keep doing what you're doing. Eat some cotton candy. We're going to get an update on the totals that we have right now. Your donations that are coming in. We are down to the last few minutes in our matching donation from Hyundai. So let's push those totals higher. All right. Take a look. We are at 113,000. That has since gone up to over $118,000. So you can call right now and give us your donation, please. 100% of the money that we receive goes directly to Primary Children's Hospital. And again, dollar for dollar here. Hyundai is matching your money. And again, as you have seen from the different children who receive care from Primary Children's Hospital, there are the volunteers. You are looking at them right now. Smiles, smiles, everyone. They are the ones who will be answering your phone call. Please call right now and give to Primary Children's Hospital. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We wanted to share a story about 15-year-old Jacob Packer. Not your typical teenager. He's a champion mountain biker, an avid golfer, even sings in a choir. But behind that infectious smile lies a remarkable story of resilience and courage.
Jacob definitely has grit that is undeniable. He puts everything into what he does.
He has just always taken the time to stop and look at the beauty that surrounds him.
My name's Jacob. I'm turning 15 in a couple of weeks, and this is my mom, Vanessa, and this is my dad, Jaron. So I was diagnosed with mucopolysaccharidosis type 6 when I was about 3.5. It just makes my muscles grow faster than my bones do.
We knew that it was going to be a hard road. We didn't know what it was, but we did learn that this is a long-term terminal disorder. that the treatment's not perfect. It's not a perfect cure, that there was a treatment at least, and that it will help him to live longer and have a better quality of life while he's with us.
One of the first things that he had to do was he had neck surgery where he had his spine fused to his skull, and he was in a neck brace and he was in a lot of pain. But knowing from our perspective that if he didn't have the surgery, he would have been paralyzed.
When Jacob was around age 9 or 10, he asked me on the way to the hospital, he said, "Dad, what would happen if I stopped having these infusions?" And Vanessa and I had never talked to him about the lifespan of a kid with MPS 6. He said, "Well, Jacob, you won't live as long." And he asked, "Well, how long is long?" And I was like, "Well, without treatment, maybe late teens, early 20s. With treatment, it could be a lot longer." And his response to that was just so positive, that he decided just to move forward with it and to make his life the best that he could while he gets to have it.
As a mom, I had a hard time with at first when he had his diagnosis. I wanted to keep him in a bubble and keep him safe and keep him protected. And I kind of did. And I realized that's not going to help him. That kind of lifestyle, if this is terminal, let's live life to the fullest.
He's had a lot of things that he's been told, you can't do this and you can't do this. And biking and golfing has really opened that for him, to be able to just free his wings and just go for it.
About 2 years ago, I started mountain biking because my doctor cleared it. I think the extreme part of it, there might be something wrong with me, or just the thrill of just going downhill fast.
Primaries is like our timeshare on the hill. Every week we go there, and that's largely in part because of the amenities that are provided by Pennies by the Inch. The Xbox in the room, we video game and watch movies on those every single time we go. And to be able to do activities there is just honestly life-changing for us.
Thanks for donating to give kids like me a chance to have fun at the hospital.
And joining me right now is Jacob and his dad, Jaron Packer. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was dying because during his story, he was critiquing his golf swing, right? You were saying, no, I swing better than that. You had just sprained your ankle?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was like, I can't believe they got that shot on me doing that. But you guys, thank you so much for being here. It's so good to see you. Let's, first of all, if you can, walk me through, Jaron, when you first started noticing something was different and your journey up to the hospital.
Yeah, great. So when Jacob was super young, a year, 18 months, we just started seeing things that were different. We hadn't had any children yet, so we didn't really know. But we saw, like in the bathtub, his back was a little bit curved different, right? His soft spot hadn't closed in by age 3 yet. He didn't have any teeth at 18 months. Okay. And we're just like, stuff's kind of weird. So we're asking the doctors, and the doctors just kept saying, it's okay, don't worry about it.
Figure it out.
Kids, well, there's no problem. Kids all just grow different, right?
Yeah.
And my wife, just mother's intuition. She's like, nope, there's something really wrong. And luckily we were led. Dr. Alan Rope was used to be a doctor at Primary Children's, and he was up in Logan Regional at the time. And his method of care really reflected what happens at Primary Children's, that the answer was not to push off, but was to say, he said, I don't know, more times than any doctor I've ever heard. I don't know, but we're going to figure it out.
He was willing to figure it out.
And which is such a huge deal, right?
Yeah.
That Vanessa, my wife, felt heard instead of kind of pushed off.
And that's so big when you're a parent and you just know something is not fitting correctly or isn't right, and you want to get those answers. Jacob, for you, when you were at the hospital, what really helped you? I mean, those were some critical teen years, going through different therapies at the hospital. What helped you?
So during the surgery when I was around 3.5, 4, I can't remember much from that, but now what really helps is they've got Xboxes in all the rooms.
Yeah, they've got good things happening up there.
And like the food, it just helps me get distracted from what's actually going on.
I love that.
Which is awesome.
That's great. Well, you know what? We know you're an avid golfer, but somebody else knew you were an avid golfer too, and we have something to present to you today. Black Desert has sent us a gift certificate for, I know the face, right? Black Desert Golf Course in St. George. They heard about your story and they wanted to treat you and your family to a foursome. This is one of the premier golf courses in Utah. So I'm going to hand this to you. They want you to come down. They want to show you a good time and let you golf on their golf course. Isn't that incredible?
That's so cool.
That's such a great course. And of course,
that's amazing.
In your honor here, Black Desert Golf Course also wants to match all donations coming in for the next 45 minutes in your name. And so anyone who donates right now, if it's $20, that becomes $40. If they donate $50, that becomes $100. This is incredible. So what I want to know from you here is, do you want to challenge all the golfers out there? I want you to look in that camera. I want to have you extend a challenge to them to donate right now, if you would. Right over here.
Yeah, all the golfers out there.
Okay, we'll go over here.
All the golfers out there, just donate and help kids achieve their dreams.
That's awesome. Well, we hope you enjoy your time with your family on the golf. Right? I know, such a great
Trip
golf
to
course.
St. George.
Here you come. Here we go. So, okay, again, Black Desert, that is a match right now for the next 45 minutes. So if you can, please make that call right now, 801-575-5437 or KSL Kids. We're going to go to a commercial break. Oh, actually, I think we're going to go to Dan on the Plaza. Dan, isn't that an amazing match we have going on now?
That's what we like about it, right? It encourages people to donate. It gets people, kind of in that competitive spirit. And that's okay in this sense, right? We're out on the plaza. It's about fun. It's about games. It's about dancing and really just bringing out all of the goodness that can be from a day like today to get people to donate. I'm here with Dr. Daniel Zabel. Thanks for coming out here. Pediatric cardiologist, but also the director of the new cardiac fitness program at Primary Children's. What is that, the cardiac fitness program?
So it's a program designed to get kids who have congenital heart disease more physically active. The goals of the program are to improve their overall cardiovascular health, make their hearts stronger, get their hearts, pumping more, improve their aerobic capacity and strength. And then we also want to get them comfortable with being physically active because we know that every kid needs to be active. Even if you have a heart condition, you need to be active. And some kids are nervous to do that.
I would guess it could be scary if they already know, I feel a little depleted when I do that. This gets them going and makes them not afraid of pushing their boundaries.
Absolutely. And, a lot of kids, when they've been hospitalized with a heart condition, they feel like when their heart beats fast or when they breathe hard, that's always been associated with a bad thing. And we want to show them that with exercise, when you're doing that in a controlled manner, it's actually good for your heart.
And what are some of the things that they're doing?
Yeah, so we work with patients while they're in the hospital, and we also work with them when they're out of the hospital. But we, essentially with kids, you have to make it fun, right?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So we make these games that are targeted to not only improve their aerobic capacity, but to improve their musculoskeletal strength. But we're trying to make it fun, and we're trying to keep them engaged. And the goal is that they don't even know that they're working out, that they're exercising. They're just having fun. Yeah.
And who can take advantage of this?
So anyone who is born with a heart condition, who is nervous about being active, if the parents would like them to be more physically active. And then we also work with patients who are quite ill, and we've shown that their hearts get stronger when they do this. So really anyone with a heart condition. Yeah.
Dr. Zabel, great work. We're so proud of what we have here at Primary Children's, and you're really helping out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We want to talk about one of these kids, about the cardiac fitness program specifically. It's available at Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City, but also at the all-new Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Campus in Lehigh, brand new, opened relatively recently. And just to introduce you to somebody, Ethan is his name. He was born with a congenital heart disease, but doctors say his progress really gives hope to a lot of families out there who are excited to see him thrive. Here's Tamara Vaifanua with Ethan's story.
5-year-old Ethan Delsit is energetic, playful, and funny.
Mama, are you laughing or not?
But he was born with a congenital heart defect. The right side of his heart wasn't fully formed.
We've been in and out of the hospital for his whole life.
A life-saving procedure kept his heart going until he turned 4, but then he got sick and had to wear a ventricular assist device while he waited for a heart transplant. Ethan would spend over a year in the hospital. Mom Janine couldn't bear to see him in pain.
Just being able to put his head up was hard enough.
She worried Ethan would get restless being in a hospital bed all day. That all changed with the Primary Children's cardiac team.
How much you want me to?
5 more seconds? Okay, do it.
They got him moving with exercise.
Good job.
Dr. Dan Zybel is a pediatric cardiologist.
There's no pill that can do all the things that exercise can do.
His team puts Ethan through a series of exercises, working his muscles,
Oh, yeah.
flexibility,
Good job.
and mental skills.
It looks a lot like play, but when we get down to it, it's working all of his muscle groups.
Over the course of many months, we were able to gradually build his aerobic capacity.
In November, Ethan got a heart transplant, and 2 weeks later, he was discharged. Dr. Zybel says the strength workouts made a big difference.
Good job.
He's like a normal 5-year-old, which, considering all the things he's been through, is remarkable.
This is a miracle to me, and I'm so blessed to have him with me.
Janine is grateful for the programs at primaries that allowed Ethan to feel like a regular kid.
They're family to me.
Can you do 5? Ready? You're at 4, 3.
She's ready for Ethan to embrace what's next.
I want to show him the world. Yes, there's more out there than just the hospital.
Hi, Dad.
For KSL News, I'm Tamara Vaifanua.
Oh, he's just the cutest. Joining me now is Ethan's mom, Janine, and we also have his physiologist, Jessica Pavlik. I love that he's inviting everybody. He's like, Dad, come over. Everybody come over. How are you, bud? Are you doing good today? Yeah. Did you see yourself on TV there for a minute?
Yeah.
Kind of strange, huh? Yeah. Well, Mom, thanks for being here. First of all, you spent over a year in the hospital waiting for a heart. How did the program help you and help Ethan?
I think it helped us a lot to be grateful for the time that we get to spend with him. We didn't know how long we were going to have with him.
Sure.
And so just having a new heart is a miracle.
Oh, yeah.
on its own. But I think cardiac rehab, just coming in, helping him build his strength was amazing to me.
Well, and it's a process. I mean, and hopefully, you went step by step through all of this. It's a long process.
Yes.
So tell me, I'm going to ask you, Jessica, what changes have you seen in Ethan since he's been able to have that surgery?
Oh yeah, a lot. So I think when we first met Janine and Ethan, we came in as a new program, and he was a kid who had a lot of energy, but really nowhere to put the outlet to put it all out, or strong enough to be able to do those activities. And so as time has progressed, he's gotten stronger, and now post-transplant, he's to the point of a normal 5-year-old kid.
What are some of the activities that you guys did with him?
We played hide and seek, red light, green light. We did tag, some games that you just think are playing, but it's more working on his, and hide and seek.
Hide and seek.
You're right.
Is hide and seek your favorite one? Where would you hide did you hide in the hospital? Or in your room? Where did you hide? In the hospital. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, some of those things that you think, oh, these are just normal kid games, but you don't realize they're building their stamina. They're helping them to heal.
Exactly right, and get them ready for their heart transplant.
Yeah. Okay. The hospital, you do consider a special place for you and your family, don't you?
Yes, I do. I hold my nurses and my team so dearly. They were amazing support, just to have them close and know that everything that they did every day was to get him better.
Oh my goodness, and he looks amazing right now. Ethan, do you want to wave to the camera and say hello to anybody out there? Do you have a friend at home you want to say hi to? No? Okay, all right. He got a little shy on us. He was really talkative until...
He told me this morning he wanted to wave hello to Grandma. That's why I'm like, Abuelita.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it right here. Look at that camera right there and wave. Hi, say hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Oh, you're so great, Ethan. Thanks for being here. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you sharing your story with us. Lori, we'll send it out to you.
Okay, we are doing some disco out here on the plaza. Come on, let's dance. I like it. Okay, we're having a lot of fun. John Smith, he's our afternoon DJ. 103.5, The Arrow. All right, let's talk about Primary Children's Hospital as we are celebrating kids, because kids come first and always. Let's talk about what they do. On average, more than 119,000 children go for treatment and services. In 2023, that's just last year, emergency rooms saw nearly 43,000 patients. That's a lot of people because of the amazing people that work at Primary Children's Hospital. And that's why we are here this afternoon to raise money for the hospital and all of the care that is happening there. All right, we got a dance party. Come on, come on. Sarah Schmidt over there, she's in charge of dance therapy at the hospital. All right, Dan. Woo!
Lori Pritchard, music, young people, and cotton candy. Folks, we don't know where this is going to go. You got to stick around here. Janet DeWolf is with us, Executive Director of the Intermountain Foundation at Primary Children's Hospital. Thank you so much. We love talking to you when we do this Give-A-Thon because it is about generosity. It is about people connecting with something that's happening in their own lives, too.
Yes, and first of all, I want to thank KSL and all of you because your enthusiasm and support of this is what really makes it special. For more than 40 years, you've been doing this. So
well, it's certainly our pleasure. And we love that our radio partners get involved as well. Can you just break it down for folks when they think about a donation, $5, $10, $100, whatever it is, where does that money go?
100% of that donation at any amount goes where they designate it to. And if they send it in undesignated, it's used wherever the top priorities are.
So they get to choose, too.
Mm-hmm. They can choose where they want to have it go. So they could send it to surgery, NICU, cancer, whatever they want, or they can just do it in general, and it will be used for anything.
Well, and sometimes it depends on your own personal experience, perhaps, of what your family's gone through, and that becomes near and dear to their hearts, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, for most people in this community, I think what was amazing to me is that everyone is either they've been to Primary Children's or they know someone who's been to Primary Children's. So it is an area that is really sacred ground at Primary Children's. So everyone wants to support and let kids heal.
What message do you want those out there in our viewing audience? What do you want them to know right now? Because like I've said, I've seen people outside of Utah come to Primary Children's Hospital, up and down the Wasatch Front, all of the Intermountain West, 400,000 square miles. I mean, it's such a huge area. What do you want people to know?
I want them to know that their gift really matters and that we are the only children's hospital within a 400 square mile radius. And now we have integrated with another health system. So we are truly in 7 states supporting children. And we are in a major campaign, Primary Promise, to really build the model health system for children so that we can keep children close to home. Maybe they don't have to come to Salt Lake City or to our Lehigh campus. If they're in Montana, let's see, and with telemedicine and with virtual hospital, we're able to do that. So their gift goes a long, long way and covers a lot of people.
Sky's the limit. Janet, thank you so much. Once again, please help if you can. Matt Johnson, let's go see what you're up to.
All right, Dan, the phones have been ringing off the hook because today's the day. It's Give-A-Thon. It's time. If you're watching, this is your sign, folks. If you're on the TV right now, we are talking about donations. It is a sign for you to give generously. We have all these volunteers ready to take your call. It's 801 KSL Kids, or if you want to just grab that QR code on your screen in the bottom right, you can do that. Got the phone number listed down there in the super line as well. But I'm telling you, today is a day that you can do your good turn daily. We're giving you that chance. It is a happy day. Now we want to get over to Dan and Lori. Hey, how are we tallying things up right now?
I'm a little tired.
Lori has taken a break for a second because those young people, they'll wear you out. Father of teenagers, she's got teens. Oh yeah, this is great. We want to show you the total right now, just to give you an idea of how much your donations can do. As of right now, $118,388.
And it is
We know what
going
that
up to over $123,000. We want to thank you all so much for your donations. We'll be right back.
Oh, hi, everybody.
I'm distracted by puppies.
Here we are. Yeah, we're going to get to this. We're just so thankful that all of you are being so generous right now as we're out on the plaza, again, celebrating everything that Primary Children's Hospital can do for you, your children, and somebody that you know. That's the thing. It's not a great distance to find somebody who's been affected and impacted in a positive way by Primary Children's.
Absolutely not. And they've got so many different programs to help these children heal and go through the process of treatment. And we've talked about dance therapy. We're also going to talk about pet therapy.
This therapy
brings things to a whole new level.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
With us this afternoon, we've got Susan, Stephanie, and Lolly, yes.
Of course, always Lolly. Introduce the pups.
This is Kingsley, and he's a golden retriever. He's 3.5. And
He's a good boy.
he's a good boy. And this is Biscuit. Oh, she can.
Biscuit.
Yes, Biscuit is almost 7, and he's a Bernedoodle.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me get over here.
And this is Silva, a.k.a. Silverado.
Oh, Silverado.
She's a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Beautiful pups, beautiful pups. Lori, we were having trouble with your mic, so I want to make sure. There you go.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about therapy, because this is really important for those kids, especially these dogs kind of calm them, help them with the anxiety.
They do for sure. I've been doing it for 20 plus years, and this is my 5th therapy dog that's been going to Primary Children's Hospital, and it makes a huge difference in the lives of these kids when they're in the hospital. It really does.
Just describe the faces when you all walk in.
Oh, they just light up. I mean, it just can change their mood from pretty sad and distraught to just hope, and pure joy. It's amazing.
Well, and we talked a lot about how it's not just about the medication. I mean, this is medicine for these folks. Let me come around here because I just got a pet Biscuit too.
Let's talk about what these dogs do for these kids at Primary.
Oh,
I think it takes their mind off of their pain and their sadness or whatever, and it just distracts them from what's going on in the hospital. And they love it, and they just hug them. They get on the floor. Even the staff loves it.
Well, yeah, look at me. I can't. I mean, I have to pet them. They're so sweet.
It's the highlight of our week.
Well, and you're volunteers, correct?
Absolutely. Wouldn't do it for anything else.
This is a volunteer program, so you guys spend your time donating your time, in fact, to those kids and bringing your dogs in.
Yeah, how about a challenge for people to donate right now, and you can do it for these therapy dogs. If you love therapy dogs, donate right now to Primary Children's. How about that?
Look at that sweet face. How can you not donate?
Yeah, you can't resist. They get treats and they get donations with that look, right, guys? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Lori's going to pet the dogs. We're going to talk about another great person here affected. There's so many ways that the hospital brings life to these families and these children, things worth celebrating. One of those is the fetal center. It's a specialized area of the hospital that helps babies not after, but even before they're born. Here's Whit's story.
Whit is a fighter, obviously.
Everybody fights over him. Everybody fights for his attention.
Jill had been followed by some of our colleagues in maternal fetal medicine at the university. She was known to have a high-risk pregnancy. They had identified some concerns for Whit's development.
You know, we kind of get the diagnosis of the Down syndrome, and we're just thinking, okay, we're gonna do this.
Whit had developed serious life-threatening complications. He had a diagnosis called fetal hydrops, and this was due to fluid buildup in both of his lungs, and this was essentially causing heart failure.
I go in just for a routine maternal fetal scan, and they tell us that he has fetal hydrops.
I didn't know what hydropic meant, or fetal hydrops, or edema, pleural effusions, ascites. Those are all the things that they said. So I'm writing this stuff down, and as we're on the phone, I'm Googling what they mean. And you realize really quickly how grave the situation is.
A serious condition that if we don't do anything, he'll pass away. Essentially, all of his vital organs would be crushed by the fluid.
It was a heavy situation, and so, one thing that I know that I felt and that Jill felt was a stewardship, and that we wanted to make the right choice.
We had one night to think about it, and I just said to Chris, if it were any of our other kids, we would do anything that we needed to do to save them.
And we were really pleased to see how well he responded following the shunt placement, that he had a complete resolution of the fetal hydrops, improvement in his cardiac function. And so when he was born, he was able to be handed off to our subspecialists in the NICU and the care of the pediatric surgery team.
And the day he was born, I remember thinking, okay, we made it past this step. He's here now. And now he's in the care of the best professionals.
Having the fetal center readily available to us, that was a huge, huge blessing.
Before we had the fetal center, had these issues been identified for Jill and baby Whit, there really wouldn't have been options. And so the fact that we can keep Families Home provide comprehensive fetal complex delivery and postnatal surgical care is wonderful.
162 days in the NICU can really wear on you emotionally, can wear on your family, that our boys never were able to meet him. And so when he finally came home, I remember the next morning, the first thing, our boys jumped out of bed and they're in bed with us because Whit was in our room, and they just wanted to see their little brother.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
The nurses, the care, we truly felt like he was in hands of family there.
They've battled for their baby, both in utero and in the postnatal course. And to see him smiling and doing so well, enjoying life, and seeing his whole family thrive, it's everything.
I always use Jill's phrase, she said it best. After he was born, she said, he's everything I never knew I needed. And that's pretty much sums up who Whit is.
Oh, this family is everything. The Bowman family joins me right now. We've got Jill and Chris, Mom and Dad, thank you for being here. We also have Knox, who just graduated kindergarten this morning. And we also have Beck here, who is moving on to 5th grade very soon. And then Sister Lacey, who is at home. So everyone say hi to Lacey because she will be watching this a little bit later, I'm sure. First of all, I appreciate you guys being here. Jill, walk me through the care that you received in the fetal center and how critical that was to the success of this pregnancy.
Well, it's still a bit of a blur.
Right, I'm sure.
I just had to put all my trust in Dr. Monson to just basically tell me what's happening and what needs to happen in order for him to live.
You guys have been through so much, and as a family, to hear that the boys didn't even meet Brother Whit here until how old was he? 100 and something days?
Yeah, so when he came home.
Wow, Chris, talk me through your experience at the hospital and really what stood out to you, what carried you through.
Early on, Jill and I took a very pragmatic approach. We knew that we had 3 other kids at home, and we were prepared knowing, in utero what some of his challenges were going to be. And so, we had prepared to be close to Primary Children's because we knew we'd be in their care. And early on, we had a discussion about making sure that our family could function relatively normal, that the kids could continue to have parents. And so Jill was able to spend the time that she needed with Whit at the hospital on a daily basis. And then when she came home, I knew that she felt peaceful knowing that the care that Whit was in was just as if he was with family. Yeah. And that probably is the thing that stood out the most for me. Yeah. Is that, as a mom, I don't know what it feels like to go through what Jill went through, but I know that when she came home and would tell me about the nurses or tell me about the doctors that she worked with that day, I knew that she trusted them. And that's probably the biggest thing that is hard for a mom to do, is trust their baby. Yeah. And so super comforting for our family and for me as a husband, and really couldn't have asked for a better experience and staff. And
what a beautiful family you have. Whit is just, a delight here. Mom, walk me through, we talk about the nurses, the staff there, and how they become an extension of your family. What stood out to you in terms of the care that Whit received after he was born?
Well, I think he was in critical condition at first. And so he had 24-hour care up in the NICU with the most experienced nurses that just watched him all the time. I could call anytime I needed to call. I was updated all the time. And I was grateful to have the care that he had. Which, like Chris said, I could come home
and know he was in good hands.
And know that he was being watched. He was in good hands with the best. And a lot of those nurses are still good friends of mine.
I love that your boys here have him giggling as he was off camera. You can tell how much he is loved by his brothers. Dad, real quick, what could you share that might help other families who are going through maybe something similar? What do you walk away with just knowing about this hospital?
I think one of the things when you're faced with something so difficult is you wonder if you're capable. Yeah. And one great thing about Dr. Monson, about the staff at Primaries, they helped us not worry so much about our capabilities. Yeah. They made us capable, and they helped us realize that we would become capable of doing what it takes to care for him. Bringing him home from the hospital was nerve-wracking after watching him, be cared for 6 months by the top professionals, and Jill has done a phenomenal job bringing that care home and having the resources that she's needed. Just, you know, at the pickup of a phone, she can call anyone, and we're just really grateful. So anybody going through this, Primary Children's Hospital is a miracle. It's a blessing for our family, and he wouldn't be here without him.
Well, all of these kids right here are a blessing. You guys are amazing. I know you guys are amazing big brothers. And Whit is just the happiest guy right here. He has bud. Say hello to everybody. Hi. He is the sweetest. Hello. Well, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. And we just want to continue to encourage people to donate, just knowing that when you donate, it goes to helping other families who may be in a similar position, who may need that extra help, just to take that stress away so they can focus on their child. So if you can, please, KSLkids.com. Matt, we'll send it over to you.
All right, thanks, Shara. You know, energy's high right now. We got the phones buzzing, and I've been saying 2468. Who do we appreciate? You, because you're putting smiles on these volunteers' faces, and you've been helping out a child today, folks. All it takes is 801 KSL Kids or donate on your phone. You can even grab that QR code on the bottom right-hand side. Now, one of the volunteers I've been talking to is Jennifer. Jennifer, where do you come from, and what brought you in today?
I am from the North Ogden area, and I am part of the board of Festival of Trees, which always benefits Primary Children's Hospital.
Love it. So she came in. She's taken time out of her day and her work day to come volunteer and help you to make that call to bring in donations. Help someone out today. It's as easy as that. And have there been any stories? Have there been any interactions that come to mind that you'd like to share with everyone?
Everybody's just been so excited to donate, and even if it's a small amount, it's huge for Primary Children's, and we appreciate every penny we get.
Jennifer Ward with a big message there. You don't have to donate a ton. We would love it, and so would the children, but you can make a small donation as well, and that would help. Anything and everything helps. They reach, Primary Children's Hospital reaches over 400 square miles of children that live in the Intermountain West. Wanted to tell you also a little bit about every donation goes towards helping kids and families at the hospital. That means 100% of your donation helps a child directly. Primary Children's uses the funds in a variety of areas. Some of it goes towards charity care, research, and bereavement programs, and some goes towards world-class expressive therapy programs, including music, dance, and art therapy. We've heard some of those today, time and time again, Dan and Lori, about how the animals, the dance, it's all going towards helping these kids.
Well, I can tell you, I know Black Desert is doing their job to match your donation, because behind us, we have heard $25 become $50, $200 become $400. That just happened. So thank you, whoever you are. I heard it. We're in the final minutes of the Black Desert Money Match. So again, be sure to take advantage of that. Again, you don't have to have that full amount. You're paying an amount, and then it gets doubled, and that's so generous.
Okay, let's see where we are right now. We have just over 123,000. Drum roll, because we are going to add to that total. Here we have it. Just over $125,000. So thank you so much for all of your donations.
Yeah, we're back right after this.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Asking you to donate here today for our Give-A-Thon benefiting Primary Children's Hospital. Of course, you can donate 801-575-5437 or online at KSLkids.com. This segment is for all the music lovers out there. We want to challenge you to donate right now. I have Eliana Rivera, a music therapist at the hospital. She's brought her guitar out here onto the plaza. We've turned off the music so we can hear her beautiful music coming up. But I want to bring her into this, and let's talk about it, Eliana, just how important music therapy is in terms of healing.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a music therapist, our goal is to promote the overall health and wellness of our patients. And so that can look like a lot of different things. Sometimes we do songwriting to help patients work with anxiety and depression as a way to process those hard emotions. Sometimes I might teach guitar or ukulele to somebody who's working on increasing their motor skills or getting them motivated to go to the rehab gym and to work on ambulation and things like that.
Isn't it so interesting? You don't realize as a child child what you're capable of until somebody opens up that opportunity for you. And sometimes that's just through music, introducing them to different music and different instruments. And I love that you're there, and the donations that we gather here today help continue to sustain that program. So you're going to sing for us, play for us. What are you going to do for us today?
Both sing and play. Oops, sorry. Some Taylor Swift, Love Story, an oldie but a goodie, you know.
I mean, who doesn't love Taylor Swift at this point? So, okay. So go ahead. I want to have you play for us, sing for us, and walk us through music therapy.
Awesome. We were both young when I first saw you. Close my eyes and the flashbacks start. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gowns. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet. I was crying on the staircase, begging you, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting, all there's left to do is run. You will be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
And since this entire day is about putting the child first and always, we wanted to invite one of the most popular children's choirs in the state. Joining me, One Voice Children's Choir. Hello! I know y'all can make more noise than that because I was dancing with you out on the plaza. One more time. Hello! That sounded almost musical. Okay, many of the kids in this choir have benefited from the services at Primary Children's Hospital, and they wanted to challenge you. If you haven't donated just yet, please do. You can go to kslkids.com to donate. We are matching those donations. These kids right here are going to be singing Hero by Mariah Carey. I'm going to get out of the way because I told them I cannot sing. And so I'm going to step out and let you all do your thing.
I've often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be.
I'll be there someday. I can go the distance and I'll find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong.
Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through.
And I won't look back. I can go the distance and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough to slow, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. Oh yeah. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part. For a hero's strength is measured by his heart.
Thank you all so much for being here. Can we get a round of applause? This is the One Voice Children's Choir. Yeah! Thank you so much, and thanks to all of you out there who are donating to our Primary Children's Hospital here. 100% of your donations we receive goes straight to the hospital, Matt.
Thanks, Lori. I am behind the choir right now. We got a full house, folks. The energy is up. The donations are up. The smiles are on. Wanted to read you a little stat here as you get ready to dial that phone so you know exactly who you're donating to and what it's for. I mean, folks, Primary Children's is verified as a level 1 pediatric trauma center. What does that mean, you ask? Well, it means it's capable of providing 24/7 care for every aspect of injury. Every aspect of injury. They've got over hundreds. I've got a figure here. They took in 278 patients just last year, or 278 patients a day. Sorry, last year was the average. And so what I'm trying to say is there is help that is needed out there, and you can do that by dialing the phone. You can do it on the QR code on the bottom right hand of your screen, folks. It'll put a smile on your face. I can guarantee it. This Thursday, it's Give-A-Thon, folks. We're going 24 hours. Make sure you make that donation. Get in on the action. Don't miss out on this. You can help change a life today. Dan, let's go out to you on the plaza.
Yeah, we're out on the plaza again. Sadly, the One Voice Children's Choir is inside. Sheriff Park's the only one out here just jamming and having a good time. But, keep it going. Please donate for that.
In life, I'm telling you.
We love talking about everything that they can do. How about the footprint, if you will, of Primary Children's? Yes, we have the Salt Lake campus. Yes, the new campus in Utah County. But the ripple effect, 400,000 square miles. What we're talking about is Denver to the Pacific Coast. I've got friends in Arizona who've taken advantage of Primary Children's because of the specialty that they have here, because of all the people that they can help. Again, we've talked about the thousands upon thousands every year that get that assistance, the children and their families, and they know just how special of a place it is. 5,300 healthcare professionals helping, and it's 10%, folks, of the land of the United States, of the lower 48, as they say. So please donate if you can. Please help out. Make that generous contribution to this continuing effort, if you will, for our Give-A-Thon, because you know someone, maybe it's someone in your own household, maybe it's a friend or an extended family member that can help and get that assistance that they need. Again, let's just keep it rolling. Lori?
Well, of course, with the large geographical area that Primary Children's serves, they have got a new campus, and people and patients couldn't be happier about it. Take a look.
2, 1.
After years of planning and construction, a new Primary Children's Hospital opened its doors in Lehigh this year. The Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Campus provides care to kids like Pete Moyes, who at 10 weeks old was one of the first patients admitted at the new hospital.
We checked his temperature and it was above 100.4, and we called our pediatrician and they suggested going to the Lehigh Primary Children's Hospital. And then they came back and said that he had RSV and COVID and coronavirus. I saw 9 cats go running by. They said, meow, I wonder why.
The Moyes family live in Harriman and had watched the hospital being built over the last 3 years. They were grateful to have the care close to home when they needed it.
When your kid is sick and you're just nervous about how they're feeling, it's nice to know that you have somewhere closer to go than 45 minutes away, and that's not just a hospital for adults.
Intermountain Health built this facility because of the rapid growth in the area. It features 66 beds, an emergency room, neonatal intensive care, medical and surgical services, as well as advanced imaging and other specialized care. All with the design to make it as welcoming as possible for children.
Obviously, it's unfortunate whenever the child has to go to the hospital for any reason, but it's just really good to know that there are people that care so much.
Helping children get better really is what it's all about.
I'm very grateful for a healthy little boy. He made a quick recovery, and I'm grateful for that.
Just try to say no to those cheeks, right? Oh, my goodness. Getting patients the help they need fast is an important part of saving lives. IHC works very hard to make that happen. You know, every year, Life Flight teams fly more than 4,500 missions. Can you believe that? Half of those flights are pediatric, so for the youngest among us. This means Life Flight lands on the roof of Primary Children's Hospital 5 to 6 times every single day. Depending on how far they need to travel, the Life Flight's pediatric and neonatal teams will transport patients by helicopter, airplane, or ambulance, and they get them where they need to be. These teams are staffed by nurses and respiratory therapists whose experience working with pediatric patients spans decades. It's such an incredible work that they do. Matt?
All right, we're giving you one last chance to make that phone call before we go off air. And even when we do go off air, folks, make the phone call. Make a difference today. Save a life. Save a family. Wanted to read you some of the statistics of what you'll be donating to if you call in to these folks, these generous volunteers who've taken time out of their day to take your phone call. Folks, this hospital, Primary Children's, they have 24/7 access to 240 different languages. That expands across the world. I mean, go figure. We do services for Nevada, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Idaho, and even Alaska. So, folks, this donation spreads to more than just Utah, and you can make that difference by picking up the phone, dialing the number at the bottom of your screen, or even scanning that QR code. Now let's, I don't know who we're going to, but we're going to somebody.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, we have a dance party happening. I've got the ribbon in the back over here. We're having a lot of fun out here on the plaza. We've been talking about art therapy, which, by the way, I want to show you what some of these kids came up with. Take a look at this. We talked about art therapy earlier and how they were using the modeling clay, and they have come up with the most creative things in here. We've got a minion who's apparently floating on an island with a banana. And we have the One Voice Children's Choir over here dancing. You guys, it's so loud. I'm just going to send it back to you, and I'm going to join the party. Lori, ready?
You look like you're having a lot of fun there, Sheriff Park. It's a dance party out there on the plaza.
We're missing out.
Sure.
All right, we want to take a look at some of the posts to social media that we've been able to see come up. So let's see those come up on the screen as we get ready to wrap things up here. Do we have them?
And just a reminder to you, we do have a match right now. So you can double the money that you give, $5, $10, $20, $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes like that.
Well, and go to social media and encourage everybody to donate right now. That's what we want you to do, KSLKids.com. Of course, you're going to see all over our social media pages all day long.
There we go, right there, Dan Spindle.
Okay, yes. Now we know what to look at here. This is Rescued Soul Company. Primary Children's helped my 3-year-old daughter who was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. The pediatric oncologist was amazing. With my angry child who did not want to be at the doctor, he was an excellent doctor who truly put the best interests of my daughter before all else. Thank you, Primary Children's.
And thank you for those of you who have donated. Okay, we're going to take a last look here in this noon hour and take a look at the totals of donations that you have given to us. 100% of your money goes to Primary Children's, and here it is right here, over $134,000. Again, 100% of the money we receive goes to Primary Children's Hospital.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone who's donating. Don't let it stop here. Please continue, dig deep in those pockets. We've been hearing folks, again, donating everything from $10 to $200. Whatever you can give makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and you know what? Folks have come in to the phone booth. If you want to call in, they've taken time out of their day so that you can make this generous donation. And remember, this doesn't just impact the state of Utah. this expands to Arizona, California, Nevada, Montana, even up to Alaska. So just a reminder that, if it's $5, $10, $15, maybe $1,000, whatever you decide,
whatever you can do.
It's going to help, and we're going to try to double it for you.
Well, and remember that, these are kids in our own community. You see those kids out there dancing right now. Some of us have been doing a little more dancing than others, by the way. But these are kids, these are families that we know, that we love. One of us at some point will be impacted by a health scare with our child, that we're going to need to be up at Primary Children's Hospital. And it is so hard when you are not in a financial position, and that's another stress added to it, right? So this is what this does.
Take care of it.
It takes that stress off of you.
Well, we want to thank all of you who have donated this afternoon, and the donations continue. Go to kslkids.com.
Keep it coming in. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, everyone.